You never know how your birth story is going to go. So, if you're thinking about breastfeeding, here are 5 things that I think you should learn about way before your due date, especially tip number 5, which can make or break your experience. If you're new here, hi, I'm Sarah. I'm a postpartum planner, helping women be intentional about their pregnancy and helping them to blossom into the version of themselves that motherhood calls for. I believe that how we perceive our realities directly influence how we behave and think about ourselves. So I do a lot of research to ensure that I can arm myself against any false narratives and reframe how I see myself on my motherhood journey. And I'm bringing all of that information to you. So grab a cup of something good for you and let's get into it. Learn the facts about breast milk and breastfeeding. Infant formula is a $55 billion industry. And there is evidence that the industry engages in some predatory and misleading marketing tactics. These marketing strategies shape cultural narratives and skew the benefits of formula for what the industry calls their share of the stomach. No one that I know breastfed in my family because marketing did a really good job at making breastfeeding appear low class and only for the impoverished. So imagine my surprise when I learned about all of the health benefits. So let's talk about how breast milk is even made. During pregnancy, the breast starts building milk factories. When you're about 6 weeks pregnant, pregnancy hormones begin to tell your body to develop these milk making cells called lactocytes. And it happens in this grape like clusters that are attached to your milk ducts. By the second trimester, around 16 weeks, these lactocytes start producing colostrum, which is the first stage of breast milk. After birth, when the placenta exits the body, a hormone called progesterone drops and a hormone called prolactin switches on and tells the milk making cells to start making the milk, right? They pull sugar, fats, and proteins, water, and minerals, and they create milk inside of these milk sacs and send it to these small ducts that lead to the nipple. When your baby latches on and sucks, nerves and nipples send signals to your brain. There are 2 hormones there, right? There's the oxytocin that squeezes little muscles around each sac so the milk lets down. And then there's the prolactin that tells the cells to make the next batch. It's like a supply and demand. My lactation consultant told me to think of it like a faucet and a drain. You drain the milk by feeding the baby, and simultaneously you turn on the faucet to make more. So your breasts are actually never empty. And breast milk carries defenses against illnesses because the mother's immune system routes its experiences to the breast. So there are these immune cells that meet with germs in the mom, and then it travels to the glands and releases antibodies into the milk. So, daily contact with your baby keeps the mom's immune system up to date, and it mixes these antibodies and it shifts over time so that it's constantly meeting what the baby needs, what your baby needs. Breast milk is also the only thing that has what we call Hamlet cells. And these are a complex protein that selectively kills over 40 types of cancer cells and bacteria that causes respiratory infections. And it does that without even affecting the healthy cells. So, because breast milk is customized, taking info from the environment, breast milk can also reduce the risk of common infections, allergies, and is actually associated with lower risk of chronic diseases later on in life. Know the basics of how to breastfeed. So, my birth story did not go as planned. My lactation consultant was supposed to come to my house the same day, or at least the day after my baby's birth, but I actually didn't get a chance to see her until almost a week later. And I didn't know what to do or how to latch my baby correctly. So, I was left feeding my baby through syringes for the first few days of life. I was also dealing with pain because I had the wrong flash size and it was just a mess. I wish that I had been more proactive about having some degree of knowledge when it came to breastfeeding. It would have saved me so many tears. And I'm going to actually insert a quick video I made at the end of this video for anyone who's interested in just a super quick how to breastfeed. Don't believe the myth that breastfeeding just comes to you. Don't believe that it's just natural and you'll just get it. That is a modern day myth because we don't have the infrastructure for that anymore. We are social learners and we weren't meant to live and go through life in this level of isolation that we have, especially here in the US. So maybe it felt like second nature back in the day when we had access to older generations that would pass the information down to us, or we were able to learn through observing other women in our families or in our tribes. But that's not the case today. So let go of the idea that it has to come to you naturally and get yourself some support. If you have insurance, look into getting a lactation consultant. I know some hospitals offer one while you're there, but they're often juggling so many patients and they're providing information that might help you right then and there, but not for the duration of your breastfeeding journey. Working with your own lactation consultant means having one-on-one time to cater to your needs, troubleshooting your challenges, and providing ongoing support as your journey changes. If you don't have access to a lactation consultant, look into nonprofits in your area. There is La Leche League, Rose, Baby Cafe, WIC breastfeeding support, and there are so many different nonprofits that have different chapters in different places to help. And I know that they offer support across the country at no cost to you. If you plan to pump, know how to store breast milk correctly. There's a small learning curve to breast milk storage. I always think of 444 to help myself. Breast milk can be out at room temperature for up to 4 hours, in the fridge for up to 4 days, and in the freezer for 4 to 6 months. You can put refrigerated milk back in the fridge once to be reused, but you cannot refreeze thawed out milk. And the best way to thaw out breast milk is in the fridge the night before. And if you are going to use it within 24 hours of thawing. Know the best way to use your pump. For example, pumping between 2 and 6 a.m. will give you the most milk for the entire day because that's when your body is preparing itself to make more milk. Pumping at least every 3 to 4 hours in the beginning of your journey will help your body know how much supply you need. And having the right flange size ensures that you don't experience discomfort when you're pumping. Also, learn the best settings for your pump so that you get the most out of it. So, this tip is about taking time to really understand how to set yourself up for success. And remember, mom, you have never done this before. Your body has never felt this particular interaction before. So there is a learning curve, but it's for such a short time. So it's really worth looking into if this journey fits what you and your baby needs. Remember to stick around to check out the quick how to if you need it. And I'll see you in another video. Breastfeeding has so many benefits for both you and baby. And so, if not knowing how to do it is holding you back, I want to help. Hi, my name is Sarah, your online mom friend. I do the research so you don't have to. When I position baby for feeding, I like to use a bumpy. It helps to support my holding of baby and also props baby higher up so that they're closer to where they're going to feed. What you want to do is you want to place baby turned towards your breast so that their ear, their arm, and their leg are all in one line. The reason why is because if you think about it, do we eat like this? No, we normally just kind of eat where we give our esophagus a really lax way to swallow the food. So we want to do the same. So don't have baby laid down with just their head turned. That's equivalent to us eating like this. You want to turn baby so that their ear, arm, and leg are in one line and facing your breast. Now, in this hold, you're going to use this is called a cross cradle hold, by the way. It's the one that I'm most comfortable with. So that's why I'm using it as an example. So basically, you are using the opposite hand of the breast that you're going to be using to feed baby. And so you'll place your thumb and your middle finger right behind baby's ears. And you're going to use your other hand to make a sandwich with your breast. And what you're going to do, I'll turn baby to show, is you're going to place the nipple right at the nose of baby so baby could smell it and starts to kind of start the process of wanting to eat. And you're going to place baby's chin at the bottom of your areola. So this is going to cause baby to open up wide. And when they do, you're going to basically help baby by placing their mouth around the nipple. So the lips should be touching. Place this baby right here. The lips should be touching the outsides around your areola, not around your nipple. That's what's going to cause pain because a lot of our nerve endings are there. So you want to make sure that baby's lips are right on the areola. And babies are born with a sucking reflex. So the moment that you do that, they will start sucking away and start feeding. Another reason why this is beneficial is when you place it into baby's mouth, then the nipple is further back, so it's easier for them to swallow. So once you're done or baby is done and or you need to remove baby for whatever reason, what you can do is gently take your index finger and slide it along your breast until you can feel the opening of your mouth and gently lift and they'll release and you can remove your breast. Things to keep in mind is that this is a new experience for you. So the first few days you may leave you feeling tender, but it really does go away. One of my closest friends told me that I would get to a point that I felt absolutely nothing, and, for me, that occurred around week 3. I know that it occurs at different times for different people, but it doesn't always feel uncomfortable or weird, like, that you do get into a really good cadence with between you and baby, and it maintains throughout. So give it a try and comment below if you have any questions.